Hi there guys, Mr. Right back from the video, and today I want to give my review on Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge, Mortal Kombat 21, and Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms. So this is in preparation for Mortal Kombat 2, which will release really soon. Let's just get into it. First off, Scorpion's Revenge. I do think this is it's kind of a mid movie. Like it's like kind of okay, but it's also like not good. Let's just get into the positives, I guess, because I usually like to start off with positives. Um, but I do think that first off, the kills are usually really great in this movie. All the blood and stuff. That's just really good. I do think that Johnny Cage is a good and funny character. Same thing with Scorpion. The opening scene in this movie is awesome. It's an amazing opening scene. I think that Kano is pretty good. And Goro is a good menacing threat. And one thing that I actually like that they did is in a lot of adaptations, Goro wasn't treated with any respect. Like in kind of the '95 movie, he's kind of treated with respect, but also then he isn't the main one. And in the 21 movie, I'll get to that though. He's kind of treated not with any respect, and honestly, I do think that he should be the main villain on Mortal Kombat. I know it has to be Shang Tsung, but he's more powerful than Shang Tsung because Shang Tsung lost to the Great Kung Lao. Goro killed the Great Kung Lao, right? Goro's the one who won the last 9 Mortal Kombat tournaments, right? Not Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung. I get that messed up, but yeah. So I do think that Goro should be the main villain instead of Shang Tsung. So I do like how they made him the final boss here. I think that is kind of stupid because they mentioned that that the final boss is Shang Tsung, but then it's Goro. That just kind of makes it weird. Make it Goro. I do like the fact that it's Goro. But then and overall I do like the just overall most of Scorpion stuff is pretty good. But then there's another half of this movie, which I think is pretty bad. Let's just get into first off, negative. The big issue of this movie is the tournament, right? If the main issue of Mortal Kombat movie is the tournament, not the fact there's not a tournament or anything like that. It's the fact that the tournament sucks, and that then there's some issues there, clearly. But it's that this isn't a tournament. This isn't Mortal Kombat. This is Fortnite. This is a battle royale. Where it's just all these characters. Where it's these characters who have fight each other within the ring, and then Shang Tsung cheats, and it's just very stupid. And also just other negatives Liu Kang's kind of boring here. He's not as good as he is in the game. He's pretty boring. Sonya Blade's just a really bad character because for some reason, she's just such a bitch in this movie, man. She just kicks Johnny in the balls for no reason. He'll try to make a joke. They're wow, that dampened the mood, and then she'll be shut up, and they're well, I was just saying, and she just kicks him, steps at him, and then once in there, that's such a bitchy thing to do for absolutely no reason. It's so annoying. She's such a bitch. Other things is that I hate although I do like Johnny Cage in this movie, I hate what they did with him where it's treated throughout the entire movie for some reason, because they think we haven't played the games, that Johnny Cage doesn't know how to fight. Even though Raiden would now, this guy knows how to fight, right? That's why he took him here. First off, for anybody who has played the games, that's stupid because that Johnny Cage can't fight. And for anybody who's just watching the movie, hasn't played the games, anybody who's watching the movie knows that why the hell would Raiden bring him there unless he could fight? Exactly, right? Why else would he bring an asshole to the island unless he's one of the best martial artists in the world, which he is. So it's not a twist that when she goes, oh my god, Johnny Cage can fight. Yeah, no shit, lady. Obviously he could fight. Also, just there's a lot of there's a lot of inconsistencies. Johnny Cage without his like green energy powers will easily be able to like punch essentially Mataro. Because I'm thinking it's at least Mataro's species across a room with just like one hit, and it's kind of crazy. That he could just do that to Matara, throw him across the room with one hit. Also, just like Sonya Blade, like at one point in the movie, she's getting her ass beat by like a bunch of like monsters. She's like bleeding out. She's almost dying. And then like 2 seconds later, when Johnny Cage comes and saves the day, her face is not bloody. She's completely fine. Everybody's fine. It's just there's a lot of inconsistencies there that are very like egregiously annoying. It's like this isn't Looney Tunes, right? You know, and this is in the Mortal Kombat video games where that shit happens. That's because the Mortal Kombat video game, there's fights in between that don't really make sense within the, within the story, but that happens there. So like that's kind of stupid. It's just like something that just really irks me, and other than that, there's not really anything else to really say over here. I think that it is I think that it's kind of a mid-ish movie. It's not that bad, but it's also not good. So yeah, I mean, so that's about all I could say about it. So, anyways, moving on to the next movie, which is Mortal Kombat 2021. I'm gonna cut share this. This is one of my favorite Mortal Kombat movies. It's not my favorite, but it is one of my favorite Mortal Kombat movies. Okay, and I'll admit, the reason a lot of people hold the first Mortal Kombat movie in a high regard, even though I'm not a big fan of it, I think that it's a pretty good movie. But that's also not that good. The reason that a lot of people hold it in high regard, not everybody, but at least like I think most people will like it. But like I think the reason they like it as much as they do, for most people, is because of nostalgia. It is, okay? It's not that good of a movie. It's overglazed. But however, I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of the same thing with this movie. I would still probably like this movie, even if I hadn't seen it. Even if this hadn't been the introduction. Because, okay, I'm gonna give it a look. This was my introduction to Mortal Kombat, okay? I seen this movie, like, many years ago when I was much littler of a kid. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. Like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. Like, this is so cool. This movie has flaws. Didn't really realize at the time. There are a lot of flaws with this movie. But I still do really like it, this movie. Like, I was like, yeah, man, this is awesome. This is an awesome film. It wasn't that good. There are better Mortal Kombat movies. We'll get to them. But this is one of the best. It's like my third favorite. But so just starting off here. But I guess just negatives because I do like this movie, so I do want to kind of just get the negative away. Yeah, the Arcana thing is super dumb. It's stupid. I'm sorry. It's stupid that everybody has to have a power. Like some people just don't need powers. Like Jax, he has mechanical arm. He doesn't need power, right? And like the Arcana thing doesn't really work right because Jax loses arms, and then Lin Kuei build him new little tiny arms though. And then when he finally gets his Arcana, he gets his arms big, which doesn't make any sense. So, like, is it that his power would be like that if he lost a limb or anything, it would just grow back robotically? Because that's the hell of a coincidence that he then lost his arms. Or, like, it doesn't make any sense that it could expand on technology. That's his power. Like, it's just really stupid. Also just stupid that only these people could fight. Also, like, Melina. Like, Melina. She doesn't need a power. But then they're like, okay, give her a power. I guess just... fine, give her teleportation, right? It's stupid. I don't like it. Okay, I don't like it. It's probably the main flaw with this movie. I really don't like it. There are other flaws, but like also another flaw, Cole Young. Okay, and this is no respect to Cole Young because I do kind of like him as a character. But however, he shouldn't have been the main character. Shouldn't have even been in the movie. Like you could cast Louis Tang, give him some similar things, make him Kenshi. Okay, I want to see Kenshi. I love Kenshi. Kenshi is one of my favorite Mortal Kombat characters. I love Kenshi. There's been a lot of theories going on about Cole Young's character, and all I'm saying is I really hope they do this where, and it's my pitch for this season. A lot of theories going on that Cole Young will turn to Kenshi. I think that this is a great idea. But here's how I think they should do it. First off, obviously, he gotta lose his eyes. In a fight, he could have like a fight earlier on in the movie where it's big, and you could set up like a big villain here, right? I'm talking about the second one. You could set up a big villain when he fights this character, right? So in this fight, I know this won't happen. He seems to die probably in the new movie, but still, I don't know. So you could have this big fight. He loses his eyes. His suit, his little suit that he has, gets destroyed. Gets absolutely destroyed. Gets wrecked. Right. So yeah. Then. And you could reveal then that Cole Young was a stage name because remember he's an MMA fighter in this movie, and that his real name was Kenshi Takagi, or I think I'm gonna mess up the last name. Sorry about that, but it is Kenshi, right? So his real name's Kenshi. He's Kenshi. Boom, bada bing, and give him the sword from the games. Boom, bada bing. It's Kenshi. But yeah, I think that there are other issues like Sub-Zero is the main villain of this movie. That just feels kind of weird. It should be Goro. They bitch Goro by having him instantly get killed off by Cole Young in like one scene. Which is stupid. Melina's all here, even though we haven't seen Katana yet. You know, I mean, there's no tournament. That's another big issue. No tournament. Kind of pissed me off. Pretty annoying. No Johnny Cage. That's also very annoying. Reptile gets killed off a little fast. I think that's kind of stupid that he gets killed off so fast. Kano's laser eyes kind of stupid. And then, like, so I guess, those are just issues, whatever. Right? But however, getting on to so the costume design isn't really good. But getting on to the positives, which there are a lot of. First off, let's get it out of them. Kano is really funny in this movie. I think Cabal is also pretty underrated and funny in this movie. I think that both are really funny, especially Kano. Like Kano's actually just like hilarious in this movie. Like every quip he gives, like he's just the best character in this movie. Right? And I think the Cabal's also really good. I think that he's pretty funny. So this movie has a lot of good humor, and that's one of the main things. Also, obviously, the kills absolutely amazing. Right, every fatality that happens just incredible. So yeah, those are both amazing. So those are two great things in this movie. And just like the fight scenes is, although it's a little sloppy at points, it's still pretty. It's still really good sometimes. So I just overall I think it's a pretty good movie. Okay. So overall, that's kind of it. Also, Raiden's kind of bland in this movie. That's another negative. That's another like negative. But so ultimately, I do think this movie is really good. I do think that obviously the opening scene is amazing. That's clear. Also I forgot to mention in the last video that I absolutely love the Mortal Kombat like techno beat theme. That song's great. I forgot to mention there, but like put in here because I forgot to mention it. I'm pretty sure I may have not, but yeah, I just absolutely love that. That's a great song. But yes, yeah. Ultimately there are a lot of flaws here, but I'm not gonna lie, that nostalgia is kind of swaying me in one way, and ultimately I do still like it as a movie. Okay. Anyways, moving on to Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms. Okay, so I don't like this movie for us. I think that this movie is extremely flawed. Like there's a lot of good things to do in the movie. Where I think that last Mortal Kombat Legends movie is kind of mid. I think that this movie has moments that way surpass the original movie. A lot of scenes way surpass Mortal Kombat Legends, Scorpion's Joint, but there are just so many flaws, like so many flaws, and there's so much shit in this movie. There's about 1/3 of this movie that I actually really like, and that has a lot of flaws, and then the other 2/3 just suck. So let's just get into it. I'm gonna start off with negatives. I know I like to start with positives. But I'm gonna start off with negatives here because I want to get to my positives. I want to tell you how I'm really passionate about some of the positives. So, So I'm gonna start with negatives. So just obviously first off, way too much in this movie, right? So we have the Cyber Initiative and a whole storyline with the new Sub-Zero and Scorpion. We have the sequel game plot, which is there's a new tournament, all these characters are happening, and then we have an entire Shinnok plot that's crammed in here in the last 30 minutes of the movie. Not even. I think it's 20. In an hour and 20-minute movie, mind you. So obviously there are things that are gonna get cut. And they decided to focus on those things that shouldn't have been focused on, like Johnny Cage learning about consent, learning sexual harassment. I don't want. Okay, if you're gonna include that in a Mortal Kombat movie, maybe okay, but in an hour and 20-minute movie where you're cramming in all this stuff, you can't fit an entire scene about Johnny Cage, entire kind of story arc about Johnny Cage learning about consent and sexual harassment. That's just stupid that we're spending our time, our very limited amount of time, on that instead of Mortal Kombat. And also, not to mention the fact that they heard the criticism in the last movie. They gave us an actual tournament. But they rushed past it. Like, it's literally for 10 seconds. Each fight's about 10 seconds long. Kung Lao, I feel no attachment to, so when the character dies, I have no emotion. Even kind of like the last movie. Like, last movie, he was kind of developed his character, at least a little bit. We seen him a little bit. This time, instantly dies. It's stupid. Same thing with Stryker. I don't even know why Stryker's in this movie. All these characters are just dying left and right. And it's just quick fight. Okay, we did that fight. Quick fight. Okay, we did that fight. Okay, quick fight. Okay, now we're at the end. Right. I do it's just so stupid the way they handle it. Johnny Cage is still really good, but Sonya Blade is still really bitchy. Not quite as much, but still pretty bitchy. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention in the Scorpion movie, negative with that movie is that they randomly decide to make Jax a sexist. That was so weird that you just randomly sexist. That feels stupid. I don't like that. But yeah, back with this movie, I mean, I don't know, it's just kind of stupid. There's a lot of stupid stuff here. And then Katana's there. She fights Shao Kahn, whatever. Shao Kahn underdeveloped, mainly because first off, Shao Kahn instantly gets out of the movie near the end because he's not the main villain. Shao Kahn's the main villain. That's what they should do. He's not the main villain though. It's Shinnok and the one being who merged together some random bullshit. They don't even explain it that well. But you have all that stuff. You have Shinnok just crammed in here. It makes no sense. I don't like it. And then, oh yeah, not to mention, Liu Kang just suddenly becomes Fire God Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat 11 in the second film, or at least what I could assume is Fire God Liu Kang. That's just so stupid. It pisses me off to my very core. It infuriates me that it rushes past everything. There's nothing. It's just fight. Done with the movie. It's stupid. There's a kaiju fight. You thought they would maybe learn some things from goddamn Mortal Kombat Annihilation at the least. But the ending of this movie is a kaiju fight. It's a kaiju fight. Oh my god. And Shinnok just randomly shoved in their main villain. Stupid. So stupid. Last 20 minutes is abysmal because of how rushed it is. Each of these movies are an entire movie. Mortal Kombat 2, entire movie. Sub-Zero, new Sub-Zero and Scorpion making a friendship with the Cyber Initiative, all that plot. Entire movie. Mortal Kombat 4/X, that's an entire movie. At the least. With Shinnok and stuff. These are each movies individually. And they decided they don't cram it all into one. That's gonna be fine. Right? There's so many characters who just instantly die. Jade, dead. Li Mei, dead. Baraka gets beat up almost as Kung Lao, dead. Stryker, dead. Devora, dead. All these characters die. And it's stupid. It's not even that we're not focused on them. Just, I want to see the fight. At the bare minimum, give me their fight. That's all I ask for. You could kill them after the fight. You could kill them in a cool way after the fight. But let me see their fight. You don't just show a couple moves and then done. It's over. They're dead. They're dead. You want more? No, they're dead. And even there's even more inconsistency with like all the how what characters damage characters take. Like Sonya Bailey gets stabbed in the leg like twice and then she's completely fine. Like 2 seconds later. Like Jade gets her skull broken and she just stands up. She's fine. Like her skull just gets shattered. It's so stupid. There's just so much inconsistent shit in this movie. Johnny Cage just suddenly has the powers now randomly for no reason. Like, this is what I'm talking about. There's so much stupid shit in this movie. It pissed me off. So I guess that's kind of my rant about this movie. Get into the positives now, which there are some. There are some positives. First off, for positives, I think that Johnny Cage is good. I think that Jax is good instead of him being sexist. He's a good character in this movie. I think that Liu Kang is pretty well developed, and I do actually really like Mortal Raiden. I do think it's kind of stupid that he chooses to give up his godhood to go fight in a tournament that he would just lose in because he's mortal. But I do like it. I really like it. I enjoy it a lot. Because first off, it shows the sacrifice he made, and also just like there's a great moment where Liu Kang is concerned for him, which is a nice flip, and then also Raiden's excited to sleep, which he hasn't done. That's a great moment. Obviously, like I said, there are great moments in this movie. It's very similar to Amazing Spider-Man 2, but the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is I feel is ultimately able to pull together to be a decent film. Unlike this movie, which is able to pull together being a bad film. Both good moments, both great moments. So obviously, that's some great stuff with Raiden stuff. I do actually like Liu Kang, and especially because his relationship with Raiden is actually pretty good in the way Raiden dies. Like I overall think that's pretty good. Yeah. There's much more positives, and then there's the main positive of this movie, which is that I'm actually not 2/3 of this movie is bad. 1/3 is really good, and if this was its own movie, like I think that they should have split this up where there was one movie that was a direct sequel to Mortal Scorpion's Revenge, which is the Shao Kahn movie, where at the end Liu Kang beats Shao Kahn. It's no Shinnok stuff. And then the other movie was the Scorpion and Sub-Zero movie. I think that the Scorpion Sub-Zero movie especially could be really good because I do really like this plot line. This is a great plot line in the movie. I really like the payoff from the last movie that we got with Scorpion. Like, you could kill me, but like what am I getting is all this really actual great moments. And the cyber initiative stuff, that's great stuff. The plot line doesn't really get resolved; it just gets resolved by demons killing him. But there was some great stuff in this movie, like the Sub-Zero and Scorpion, them that developed in their friendship, them kind of hating each other, or Scorpion not really hating him, and Scorpion. That's all some actually really good stuff. But it's just there's just so much other shit, and it is still rushed. It's still rushed. It should be its own movie. It's still rushed, but like that's just more of a pacing issue. But there's like I said, there was some great stuff in this movie, but like overall, it's not a good movie. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the next 3 Mortal Kombat movies. As I'll see you in the next video. Bye.